This is our Illini set. This is a 4 out, 1 in. We call it a 4 out, 1 in because we have 4 perimeter players. We have the 2 in blue, those are the guard positions. We have the 2 in red, those are our wing positions. And then we have our 1 player in right now in green. She's the 1 player inside the 3-point line. We want to make sure that our wing players are basically staying above the free throw line extended. We're in a really good spot right here. I don't want any players to drop necessarily below this unless it's a relocation off of a dribble drive attack. But this creates opportunities for us to back cut, which is our first rule of our Illini offense. Is anytime that you're being overplayed as a guard or even as a post, it's a back cut and we can always fill in. So in this case, the player with the ball, if she starts to dribble at this wing player being overplayed can back cut, and instead of dancing with that back cut and going back to original spot, everyone can just relocate and move over. So we could bring the dribble over here. This person now fills that guard spot. This wing fills that guard spot. And now we have the back cut who just completes her back cut and moves through and gets to that one of those 4 spots. So it's kind of a basic idea where as long as we're in this 4 out, 1 in set, we can always run through Illini. Now this is a play out of Illini called elbow. Elbow is our default. If we ever have an issue of communication from the bench, it's too loud in there. If we never talk about having a rhythm, we might say, let's run slip first, then we'll run flare, then we can run elbow. If I never say anything like that, a coach never tells you to do that, we are defaulting to this play called elbow. The idea here is that we start on the ball side, we kind of have a triangle. The post player will look for a post up because we are going to get the ball into this wing position, whether it's dribbled over there, whether it's passed over there. Either way, we are going to get the defense hopefully on that side of the floor, and we can always look to post up at any point in time. If it's not there, then we are quickly trying to move the ball over to the weak side or the opposite side, so the defense has to go from one side of the floor to the other. In this case, we have our girls basically do a pass, an exchange, and if you noticed on the weak side, these 2 girls, because we're interchangeable, decided to do a little down screen and pop up. So anytime that we can initiate movement, make the defense guess where we're going, or at least react to where we're going, that's good for us. We want them to have to react to us as well. So once we get that ball back to the guard spot, we move it over to the guard and guard. Now, the basic idea of our initial cut on Illini is called a J cut. So if you noticed, we had our in, whoever was playing in there, go from the low block and up. Once that ball started to get reversed over, we had what we call a J cut, or we will have a J cut, basically taking that screen and cutting hard to the ball side. That's our initial movement. You'll see that in all of our sets, unless we call a thing called slip, a play called slip. So this first look on this J cut, we have our wing player who has the ball looking to see if we can't get an easy one off of this cut. Now, on elbow, so we call it elbow because the passer, the girl who is just right here, passed the ball to the wing, she now becomes a screener. She's going to go set a screen for the back screener. When that happens, we have a wide open look, and you'll see here in a second. If we set the screen at the elbow and they run off shoulders, we have a lot of different options here. A lot of the times it's a wide open 3-point shot. If people play our top side, after this player takes the elbow screen right here, it might be another roll. We just got to get that J cutter out of the way. But there's a lot of things that are going on here. So that screener for the back screen is now getting a screen from the elbow, and we get the ball back up to our 4 spots. Now, what I like about what's going on is on this weak side right here, instead of just having that screener pop up and refill that guard spot, she decided to go to the wing and push the guard player up. What I like about this is in this scenario, we have a big who decided to let our point guard go back up the floor. So we're kind of managing our spots, and we're doing it with movement. So they are exchanging. We reverse the ball. We have our J cut with the back screen, and our elbow screen's coming here. We cut hard, and once that ball gets moving, we try to go get our layup right now. That is our elbow look out of Illini.